Have you ever wondered what someone's really thinking behind their words or smiles? What if you could decode their hidden emotions and intentions just by observing subtle cues? In this video from ZENLIGHT 8, we're diving into 7 powerful techniques, rooted in Stoic philosophy and practical body language tips, to help you read people's minds like never before. From unlocking the secrets of their eyes to spotting micro-expressions, these skills will transform how you connect with others in today's fast-paced world. Stick around until the end to learn actionable insights you can apply right now to boost your relationships and social intelligence. Hit that play button and let's get started with ZENLIGHT 8. Have you ever locked eyes with someone and felt an unspoken connection, as if their gaze revealed a story their words couldn't tell? Or perhaps you've noticed a fleeting glance that hinted at something deeper, maybe doubt, joy, or a carefully guarded secret. The eyes, often called the windows to the soul, are far more than just a poetic metaphor. They are a gateway to understanding the unspoken thoughts and emotions of those around us. In a world where words can be crafted to conceal, the eyes remain a raw, unfiltered canvas of truth. Drawing from the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy and the art of observation, learning to read the eyes is not just a skill. It's a transformative practice that can elevate how we connect, empathize, and navigate the complexities of modern life. Let's embark on a journey to uncover the profound power of the eyes, weaving together Stoic principles, critical thinking, and practical applications to help you see beyond the surface and into the heart of human experience. The idea that the eyes reveal the soul is not new. Ancient philosophers like Marcus Aurelius understood that our inner world colors our outer expressions. He once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts," a reminder that what we think and feel inevitably seeps into our gaze. In Stoicism, the practice of mindfulness, being fully present in the moment, allows us to observe these subtle signals without being swayed by our own emotions. When you look into someone's eyes, you're not just seeing their pupils or the color of their irises. You're glimpsing their psychological state, their intentions, and sometimes, their vulnerabilities. Averted gazes, for instance, might signal discomfort or an attempt to hide something. Picture a colleague at a meeting who avoids eye contact when discussing a project deadline. That subtle shift in their gaze could hint at uncertainty or even a white lie about their progress. Stoicism teaches us to notice these cues calmly, without jumping to judgment, and to use them as a guide to understand the deeper truth. Direct eye contact, on the other hand, often radiates honesty and confidence. Think about a moment when a friend looked you square in the eyes while sharing a heartfelt story. That steady gaze didn't just convey their words. It built trust, making you feel seen and valued. In American culture, where directness is often prized in communication, maintaining eye contact is a powerful way to signal respect and engagement. Whether you're pitching an idea to your boss or catching up with a loved one over coffee, locking eyes creates a bridge of connection. Stoics would argue that this transparency aligns with their core principle of living with integrity. By observing others' eye contact, you can gauge their sincerity, but more importantly, by practicing it yourself, you embody the Stoic ideal of authenticity. Beyond the direction of the gaze, the eyes themselves tell a richer story through their movements and expressions. The dilation of pupils, for example, is a biological response that often betrays excitement or interest. Imagine you're at a networking event, and someone's pupils widen as you share your passion for a new project. That subtle cue might mean they're genuinely intrigued, even if their words remain reserved. Conversely, constricted pupils can signal discomfort or anger. In a heated discussion, noticing this change can help you de-escalate, perhaps by softening your tone or asking a thoughtful question. Stoicism encourages us to remain composed in the face of others' emotions, using these observations to guide our responses rather than react impulsively. This balance of reason and empathy is especially vital in today's fast-paced, often polarized world, where misunderstandings can escalate quickly. The eyebrows, too, play a starring role in the language of the eyes. A furrowed brow might indicate worry or deep thought, while raised eyebrows often signal surprise or curiosity. Consider a scenario at a family gathering. Your sibling mentions a recent job change, and their eyebrows lift slightly as they describe it. That fleeting expression could reveal excitement or uncertainty, prompting you to ask a gentle follow-up question. Stoics remind us not to let these signals overwhelm us, but to use them as tools for understanding. By staying grounded, we can respond with clarity and compassion, fostering deeper connections. In modern life, where digital communication often strips away nonverbal cues, honing this skill in face-to-face interactions is a game-changer. Whether you're navigating a tough conversation at work or supporting a friend through a crisis, reading the eyebrows alongside the eyes gives you a fuller picture of their inner world. Even the whites of the eyes, the sclera, carry meaning. Red, bloodshot eyes might indicate exhaustion, stress, or emotional strain. In a culture that glorifies hustle, spotting this in a coworker might prompt you to offer support, like suggesting a quick coffee break or checking in on their workload. Stoicism's emphasis on empathy shines here. Recognizing someone's fatigue isn't about fixing their problems, but about meeting them where they are. This small act of awareness can build trust and strengthen relationships, whether in the workplace or at home. In my own life, I once noticed a friend's red-rimmed eyes during a casual meetup. Instead of pushing the conversation forward, I paused and asked, "You doing okay?" That simple question opened the door to a heartfelt talk about their recent struggles, reminding me how much the eyes can reveal when we take the time to look. Critical thinking plays a crucial role in interpreting these signals. It's easy to misread a glance or assume a furrowed brow means something it doesn't. Stoicism encourages us to question our initial impressions and consider context. For example, someone avoiding eye contact in a busy coffee shop might not be hiding something. They could simply be distracted by the noise. By combining observation with reflection, we avoid snap judgments and uncover the truth more accurately. This approach is especially relevant in today's diverse, interconnected world, where cultural differences can shape how eye contact is perceived. In some cultures, prolonged eye contact might be seen as confrontational, while in others, it's a sign of respect. A Stoic mindset urges us to stay curious and open, adapting our interpretations to the situation. Applying these lessons in modern life is both practical and profound. Start small. The next time you're in a conversation, pay attention to the other person's eyes. Notice their gaze, their pupils, their eyebrows. Are they fully present, or does their attention drift? Use these cues to guide your responses, whether it's offering reassurance or asking a thoughtful question. At work, reading your boss's eyes during a performance review can help you gauge their mood and tailor your approach. In personal relationships, noticing a partner's subtle expressions can deepen your connection, helping you address unspoken needs. For instance, I recently had a conversation with a coworker who seemed upbeat, but whose averted gaze hinted at stress. By gently asking about their day, I learned they were juggling a tough deadline. That moment of observation turned a routine chat into a chance to offer support. Stoicism also invites us to turn the lens inward. How do your eyes reflect your thoughts? Are you projecting confidence, or does your gaze betray anxiety? Practicing self-awareness, another Stoic cornerstone, helps you align your inner state with your outer expression. Try this. Before a big meeting or social event, take a moment to center yourself. Breathe deeply, focus on your intentions, and let your eyes convey calm and clarity. This not only enhances your presence, but also makes others feel at ease. In a world where distractions like smartphones and social media pull us away from genuine connection, mastering the language of the eyes is a powerful way to stay grounded and present. The beauty of this practice lies in its universality. Whether you're navigating a boardroom in New York or a family dinner in Texas, the eyes speak a language that transcends words. By blending Stoic wisdom with critical observation, you can unlock a deeper understanding of those around you while cultivating your own emotional resilience. This isn't about manipulating others or prying into their secrets. It's about seeing people as they truly are, with empathy and clarity. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the goal is not to control others but to master ourselves, using every interaction as a chance to grow wiser and kinder. As we've explored the profound power of the eyes, we've only scratched the surface of reading others' thoughts. The journey continues with the next lesson, where we'll dive into the silent symphony of body language and facial expressions, uncovering even more ways to connect with the unspoken truths of those around us. As we've uncovered the profound language of the eyes, we've only begun to scratch the surface of understanding others' unspoken thoughts. The eyes may be the windows to the soul, but the body and voice are the canvas and melody that complete the human story. In this journey of decoding the subtle signals people send, we now turn to two powerful tools: observing body language and facial expressions, and listening to verbal cues. Rooted in Stoic philosophy and enriched with critical thinking, these practices offer a roadmap to seeing beyond words, fostering deeper connections, and navigating the complexities of modern life with empathy and clarity. Let's dive into these skills, exploring how they reveal hidden emotions, reflect true intentions, and empower us to live with wisdom and purpose in today's fast-paced world. The human body speaks even when the mouth is silent. Every gesture, posture, and twitch of the face tells a story that words alone cannot capture. Stoic philosophers, with their emphasis on mindfulness and self-control, understood that observing these nonverbal cues is not about prying into others' secrets, but about cultivating a deeper awareness of human nature. Facial expressions, in particular, are a universal language of emotion. A genuine smile, for instance, doesn't just curve the lips. It lights Premier League in England. The wrinkles around the eyes light up, creating a warmth that words can't replicate. Picture yourself at a coffee shop in Seattle, chatting with a friend. They flash a bright smile as they talk about their day, but you notice a slight tension in their jaw, a fleeting shadow in their expression. That contrast might hint at an unspoken worry, perhaps a stressful deadline or a personal struggle. Stoicism teaches us to notice these discrepancies without judgment, using them as a guide to understand the person's true state of mind. By staying present and composed, we can respond with empathy, perhaps asking, "Hey, everything okay?" A small gesture that can open the door to a meaningful conversation. Facial expressions are like brushstrokes on a canvas, each one adding depth to the emotional picture. A furrowed brow might signal confusion or concern, while pursed lips could indicate disagreement or restraint. Consider a workplace scenario. During a team meeting, your colleague nods along as the boss outlines a new strategy, but their slightly downturned mouth suggests skepticism. Recognizing this cue allows you to approach them later, perhaps saying, "I noticed you seemed thoughtful during the meeting. What's on your mind?" This kind of perceptiveness not only builds trust but also aligns with Stoic values of understanding others without letting their emotions sway your own. In American culture, where open communication is often valued, reading these signals can make you a better collaborator, friend, or leader, helping you navigate diverse workplaces or social settings with finesse. Body language, too, is a treasure trove of insight. The way someone holds themselves, whether standing tall or slumping, reflects their mindset. Crossed arms, for example, are often seen as a defensive posture. Imagine you're at a family barbecue in Texas, and your cousin stands with their arms tightly crossed while discussing politics. That stance might suggest they're feeling guarded or resistant. Stoicism encourages us to observe this calmly, not taking it personally but using it as a clue to their emotional state. Instead of pushing the topic, you might shift to a lighter subject, creating a more open atmosphere. Conversely, leaning forward signals engagement and interest. At a parent-teacher conference, a teacher who leans in while discussing your child's progress is likely invested in the conversation, inviting you to share your thoughts openly. These cues are like signposts, guiding us toward more effective interactions. Context is critical when decoding body language and facial expressions. A gesture that means one thing in one setting might mean something else in another. For instance, someone fidgeting during a job interview in New York City might be nervous, but in a casual setting, it could simply be a habit. Stoic philosophy urges us to practice discernment, observing patterns over time to understand a person's unique communication style. This long-term perspective is especially relevant in today's digital age, where video calls often limit our view of body language. On a Zoom meeting, you might notice a colleague's slouched posture or lack of facial animation, hinting at disengagement. By combining these observations with critical thinking, you can decide whether to re-engage them, perhaps by asking for their input or follow up later in a more personal setting. The power of these nonverbal cues lies in their authenticity. Unlike words, which can be carefully chosen, facial expressions and body language are often involuntary, offering a glimpse into raw emotions. In my own experience, I once attended a community event where a speaker seemed confident, their voice steady and their gestures expansive. But their tightly clenched fists betrayed a nervous energy. Noticing this, I approached them afterward with a warm comment about their talk, which led to a candid conversation about their public speaking jitters. That moment reminded me how much we can learn by looking beyond the surface, a practice that Stoicism champions as a path to wisdom and empathy. Applying this skill in modern life is both practical and transformative. Start by observing people in everyday settings, your coworkers, friends, or even strangers at a grocery store. Notice their posture, their expressions, the way they move. Are their shoulders tense or relaxed? Does their smile reach their eyes? Use these insights to tailor your approach, whether it's offering support to a stressed friend or mirroring a client's open posture to build rapport. In professional settings, reading body language can give you an edge. During a sales pitch, for instance, a client's forward lean might signal interest, prompting you to dive deeper into your proposal. At home, noticing your partner's subtle frown during dinner could lead to a conversation about their day, strengthening your bond. These small acts of observation, grounded in Stoic calm, can turn fleeting interactions into moments of genuine connection. Stoicism also invites us to reflect on our own body language. How do you carry yourself in conversations? Are you projecting openness, or do you unconsciously signal defensiveness? Try this. Before a big meeting, take a moment to stand tall, relax your shoulders, and soften your expression. This not only boosts your confidence but also puts others at ease, creating a ripple effect of positive communication. In a world where distractions like smartphones and social media pull us away from the present, mastering body language, both reading and projecting it, is a powerful way to stay grounded and intentional. As we deepen our understanding of body language and facial expressions, we uncover a silent language that speaks volumes. But this is only part of the puzzle. The words people choose and the way they deliver them offer another layer of insight into their thoughts and intentions. Listening to verbal cues is like tuning into a radio frequency. Once you find the right channel, the signal becomes clear. Stoic philosophy, with its focus on reason and mindfulness, teaches us to listen not just to what's said, but to how it's said, revealing hidden emotions and guiding us toward wiser interactions. The voice is a mirror of the mind. Its tone, pitch, and rhythm carry clues about a person's emotional state. A slow, hesitant voice might suggest uncertainty, while a sharp, rapid delivery could indicate excitement or frustration. Picture a coworker in Chicago presenting a new idea to the team. Their voice wavers slightly as they describe the budget, hinting at doubt. Stoicism encourages us to notice this without reacting impulsively, perhaps asking a clarifying question to ease their concerns. In American culture, where confidence in speech is often admired, a strong, steady voice signals conviction. Think of a keynote speaker at a conference, their voice commanding the room as they share their vision. That vocal clarity draws people in, building trust and credibility. Beyond tone, the words themselves are rich with meaning. Certain phrases act like signposts, directing the conversation's flow. When someone says, "Pay close attention to this," they're signaling that something important is coming. In a classroom, a teacher using this phrase might be about to explain a key concept, prompting students to focus. Similarly, phrases like, "Let me explain," or "Let's review," indicate a shift in focus, preparing the listener for new or revisited information. These verbal cues are subtle but powerful, helping us anticipate the speaker's intentions. Stoics would argue that recognizing these signals allows us to stay calm and attentive, avoiding emotional reactions and fostering deeper understanding. Words like "but" or "however" are particularly revealing, often marking a shift in perspective. Imagine a friend saying, "I love my new job, but..." The pause that follows likely introduces a concern or drawback. By catching this cue early, you can prepare to listen empathetically, perhaps asking, "What's been tough about it?" This perceptiveness aligns with Stoic principles of patience and clarity, helping you navigate conversations with grace. In professional settings, these verbal pivots are critical. During a performance review, your manager might say, "You've done great work, however." That word signals constructive feedback, giving you a chance to listen openly rather than defensively. In personal life, noticing these cues can deepen relationships. When a partner says, "I'm fine," but their tone and word choice might reveal unspoken stress, inviting you to probe gently. Verbal cues also appear in everyday interactions, often overlooked in our rush to respond. Phrases like, "You have 5 minutes" signal urgency, while "Isn't there something you wanted to say?" prompts reflection. In a busy restaurant, a server's brisk tone and clipped phrases might reflect the chaos of a lunch rush, prompting you to keep your order concise. Stoicism teaches us to listen deeply, not just with our ears, but with our minds, using these cues to understand others' intentions without letting our emotions cloud the moment. This practice is especially valuable in today's polarized world, where heated debates, online or in person, can escalate quickly. By focusing on tone and word choice, you can defuse tension, perhaps by acknowledging someone's passion before offering your perspective. In my own life, I've seen the power of verbal cues firsthand. During a family dinner, my sister's normally upbeat voice grew soft and halting as she mentioned her recent travels. Sensing hesitation, I asked, "Anything tough about the trip?" That simple question, prompted by her tone, led to a heartfelt conversation about her homesickness. Moments like these remind us that listening is an art, one that Stoic mindfulness can refine. By training ourselves to hear these subtle signals, we not only understand others better, but also cultivate the calm and patience that Stoics prize. Applying verbal cues in modern life is both practical and rewarding. Start by listening actively in your next conversation. Notice the speaker's tone, their pauses, their choice of words. Are they rushing through their sentences, or do they linger on certain phrases? Use these insights to guide your responses, whether it's offering reassurance or asking a thoughtful question. At work, catching a client's hesitant tone during a negotiation can prompt you to clarify their concerns, building trust. In personal relationships, noticing a friend's use of "but" or "however" can lead to deeper, more honest conversations. These small acts of attention, rooted in Stoic calm, can transform fleeting exchanges into moments of connection. Stoicism also invites us to examine our own verbal cues. How does your tone reflect your emotions? Are you projecting confidence, or does your voice betray anxiety? Try this. Before a big presentation, practice speaking slowly and clearly, emphasizing key points. This not only enhances your delivery, but also puts your audience at ease, creating a ripple effect of clarity and trust. In a world where miscommunication, online or in person, can spark conflict, mastering verbal cues is a powerful way to stay intentional and empathetic. As we've explored the silent symphony of body language and the nuanced melody of verbal cues, we've uncovered tools to see and hear others more clearly. But there's another layer to this art, using intuition and micro-expressions to sense what lies beneath the surface. In the next chapter, we'll dive into these subtle signals, discovering how they deepen our understanding and guide us toward wiser, more compassionate interactions. Having explored the silent language of body gestures and the nuanced melody of verbal cues, we've begun to see how much people reveal without saying a word. Yet, there's a deeper layer to understanding others, a realm where instinct and fleeting facial movements converge to unveil hidden truths. Stoic philosophy, with its call to balance reason and awareness, guides us toward two powerful tools: using intuition and gut feelings, and decoding micro-expressions. These skills, honed through practice and mindfulness, allow us to sense what lies beneath the surface, fostering empathy and clarity in our interactions. In today's fast-paced world, where distractions abound and authenticity can feel scarce, mastering these abilities is like finding a compass for navigating human connections. Let's dive into the art of intuition and micro-expressions, weaving Stoic wisdom with practical insights to help you read others' thoughts and emotions with precision and compassion. Intuition is that quiet whisper in your mind, the gut feeling that something is off or right before you can fully explain why. It's not magic. It's a refined form of perception, a blend of subconscious observation and lived experience. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius understood intuition as a tool for knowing both oneself and others. He wrote of understanding the mind's inner workings, not just through logic but through an attuned sensitivity to unspoken signals. In modern life, intuition acts like an inner radar, alerting us to discrepancies between what people say and what they truly feel. Picture yourself at a bustling networking event in San Francisco. A new acquaintance speaks confidently about their startup, but something in their posture, a slight hunch, a hesitant pause, triggers a vague unease. That's your intuition at work, picking up on cues your conscious mind hasn't yet processed. Stoicism teaches us not to dismiss this feeling, but to use it as a guide, pairing it with reason to uncover the deeper truth. This interplay of intuition and reason is crucial in today's complex world. In a culture that often prioritizes data and logic, intuition can feel like an undervalued asset. Yet, studies suggest that people who trust their gut are more likely to make morally sound decisions, especially under pressure. Consider a workplace scenario. You're leading a team project, and a colleague insists they're on track, but their fidgety hands and averted gaze make you pause. Your intuition flags a mismatch, prompting you to ask a gentle follow-up question. Sure enough, they admit to struggling with a deadline. By trusting that gut feeling, you've opened a door to support them, fostering trust and collaboration. Stoics would applaud this balance, using intuition to sense the problem and reason to address it calmly, without letting emotions cloud your judgment. Intuition shines brightest when words and actions don't align. In personal relationships, this skill can be a lifeline. Imagine you're at a family reunion in Colorado, and your cousin says they're fine, but their voice lacks its usual warmth. Your gut tells you something's wrong, even if you can't pinpoint why. Instead of brushing it off, you sit with them, share a memory, and ask, "What's been going on?" That intuitive nudge might lead to a heartfelt talk about their recent struggles. Stoicism encourages us to lean into these moments, not to pry but to understand. By combining intuition with empathy, we create space for others to be authentic, aligning with the Stoic ideal of living with integrity and compassion. Applying intuition in modern life requires practice and presence. Start by tuning into your gut in everyday interactions. The next time you're in a conversation, notice if something feels off. Does the other person's enthusiasm seem forced? Does their silence carry weight? Use these feelings as prompts to observe more closely. Check their body language, listen to their tone. In professional settings, intuition can guide tough decisions. During a job interview, a candidate's polished answers might impress, but a gut feeling of unease could prompt you to dig deeper, perhaps uncovering a mismatch in values. At home, trusting your instincts can deepen bonds. When your partner seems distant, your intuition might nudge you to initiate a quiet evening together, creating room for connection. These small acts, grounded in Stoic mindfulness, transform fleeting moments into opportunities for understanding. Stoicism also invites us to refine our intuition through self-awareness. Our gut feelings are shaped by experience, but they can be clouded by bias or stress. A Stoic practice is to pause and reflect. Why am I feeling this way? Is my intuition picking up on real cues, or am I projecting my own emotions? Try this. Before a high-stakes meeting, take a moment to breathe deeply and clear your mind. This centers you, sharpening your ability to sense subtle signals. In a world where notifications and deadlines pull us away from the present, cultivating intuition is a way to stay grounded and perceptive, aligning with the Stoic call to live deliberately. In my own life, intuition has been a quiet guide. Once, at a community event in Austin, I met someone who seemed friendly but whose overly quick responses felt rehearsed. My gut flagged something off, so I paid closer attention to their body language. A tight smile, a slight lean away. Later, I learned they were pitching a questionable business idea. That intuitive nudge, paired with observation, saved me from a risky commitment. Moments like these remind us that intuition is not a standalone skill, but a partner to reason, helping us navigate the complexities of human interaction with clarity and wisdom. As we hone our intuition, we uncover another layer of human expression. Microexpressions, those fleeting facial movements that betray emotions even the speaker may not consciously acknowledge. These subtle twitches, a raised eyebrow, a pursed lip, a momentary frown, are like whispers from the soul, revealing truths that words often conceal. Stoic philosophy, with its emphasis on patience and observation, offers a perfect lens for mastering this art. Marcus Aurelius once said that every event holds a deeper truth if we look closely, and microexpressions are a living example of this wisdom. They appear for just a fraction of a second, often beyond the control of the person displaying them, making them a raw window into their emotional state. Understanding microexpressions requires a trained eye and a disciplined mind. Imagine you're at a coffee shop in Boston, discussing a new project with a colleague. They nod enthusiastically, but a fleeting tightening of their lips suggests doubt. That microexpression, gone in a blink, might indicate they're not fully on board. Recognizing it allows you to pause and ask, "What do you think about this approach?" A question that could uncover their true concerns. Stoics would see this as an act of mindfulness, staying present to catch these fleeting signals without being swayed by your own assumptions. In American culture, where directness is valued, microexpressions can bridge the gap between what's said and what's felt, helping you navigate conversations with nuance. Microexpressions are universal, rooted in human biology, but their interpretation depends on context. A slight squint might signal skepticism in one setting but discomfort in another, perhaps due to bright sunlight. Stoicism teaches us to combine observation with discernment, considering the broader picture: body language, tone, and situation. For example, during a parent-teacher conference, a teacher's brief eyebrow raise when discussing your child's grades might reflect surprise or concern. By noting their overall demeanor, open posture, steady voice, you can interpret the expression accurately and respond thoughtfully. This layered approach prevents missteps, aligning with the Stoic call to act with reason and clarity. Mastering microexpressions is no small feat. It demands relentless practice, much like an actor perfecting their craft in front of a mirror. In the early days of learning, you might miss these fleeting cues, but with time, your brain becomes attuned to their rhythm. Try this. In your next conversation, focus on the other person's face. Watch for brief changes, a twitch at the corner of their mouth, a subtle furrow in their brow. These are the microexpressions that reveal doubt, joy, or frustration. In professional settings, this skill can be a game changer. During a negotiation, a client's momentary grimace might signal resistance, prompting you to adjust your offer. In personal life, catching a friend's fleeting frown during a lighthearted chat could lead to a deeper talk about their struggles. The Stoic value of self-control shines in this practice. Reading microexpressions isn't just about understanding others, it's about managing your own reactions. When you spot a flash of anger on someone's face, it's tempting to react defensively, but Stoicism urges us to stay calm, using the cue to guide the conversation constructively. Epictetus reminds us that it's not events that disturb us but our interpretations of them. By grounding ourselves in this wisdom, we can respond to microexpressions with empathy, not impulse, creating space for honest dialogue. In today's polarized world, where misunderstandings can spark conflict, this skill is a powerful tool for fostering connection and clarity. In my own journey, microexpressions have been a revelation. At a family gathering last summer, I noticed my brother's brief lip purse when asked about his new job. His words were upbeat, but that tiny cue suggested otherwise. Later, over a quiet beer, I asked how he was really feeling, and he opened up about his workplace stress. That moment, sparked by a microexpression, deepened our bond and reminded me of the Stoic call to see beyond appearances. These experiences teach us that microexpressions are not just facial movements. They're glimpses into the complexities of the human soul. Applying microexpressions in modern life is both practical and profound. Start by observing people in low-stakes settings like a coffee shop or a team meeting. Focus on their faces, noting any fleeting changes. Pair these observations with context. Check their body language, listen to their tone. In professional settings, spotting a microexpression during a performance review can guide your response, perhaps softening your tone to ease tension. At home, Noticing a partner's subtle frown can prompt a check-in, strengthening your relationship. These small acts, rooted in Stoic patience, turn everyday interactions into opportunities for connection. Stoicism also invites us to reflect on our own micro-expressions. Are you unconsciously signaling doubt or frustration? Try this. Before a big conversation, practice a neutral, open expression in the mirror. This aligns your outer demeanor with your inner calm, creating a ripple effect of trust and clarity. In a world where digital communication often obscures these cues, mastering micro-expressions in face-to-face moments is a way to stay present and empathetic, embodying the Stoic ideal of living with purpose. As we've delved into the subtle arts of intuition and micro-expressions, we've uncovered tools to sense the unspoken truths of those around us. But there's more to this journey. Listening for incongruence and building rapport offer even deeper ways to connect and understand. In the next chapter, we'll explore these skills, discovering how they help us navigate human interactions with wisdom and empathy. As we've journeyed through the subtle arts of reading eyes, body language, verbal cues, intuition, and micro-expressions, we've uncovered a rich tapestry of tools to understand the unspoken truths of those around us. Yet, the human experience is complex, often marked by contradictions and the need for connection. Stoic philosophy, with its emphasis on mindfulness, empathy, and self-control, offers two final keys to unlocking others' thoughts and emotions: listening for incongruence and building rapport. These skills, grounded in observation and compassion, allow us to see through the masks people wear and forge meaningful relationships in a world that often feels fragmented. Let's explore these practices, weaving Stoic wisdom with practical insights to help you navigate modern life with clarity, purpose, and heartfelt connection. In life, people don't always say what they mean or mean what they say. Words can be polished to please, but emotions and actions often betray a deeper truth. This is where incongruence, the mismatch between words, feelings, and behaviors, becomes a powerful clue. Stoic philosophers like Epictetus taught that true understanding comes from seeing things as they are, not as we wish them to be. When someone says, "I'm fine," but their shoulders slump, their voice falters, or their eyes avoid yours, that discord is like a crack in a facade, revealing what lies beneath. Recognizing this incongruence isn't about catching someone in a lie. It's about glimpsing their inner struggles with empathy and patience, a practice that aligns with the Stoic call to approach others without judgment. Incongruence manifests in countless ways. Picture yourself at a busy diner in Chicago, catching up with a friend. They laugh and say they're thriving at work, but their clenched fists and shallow breathing tell a different story. That tension is a signal not of deceit, but of an unspoken burden, perhaps a stressful project or a fear of failure. Stoicism urges us to notice these cues calmly, asking ourselves, what's really going on here? Instead of pressing for answers, you might share a light story to ease the moment, creating space for them to open up later. This approach reflects the Stoic ideal of understanding human imperfection, recognizing that we all carry internal conflicts and unresolved emotions. In professional settings, incongruence can be a guiding light. Imagine you're in a boardroom in Atlanta, pitching a new idea to your team. A colleague nods and says, "Sounds great," but their crossed arms and flat tones suggest resistance. Spotting this mismatch allows you to pivot, perhaps asking, "Any thoughts on how we can tweak this?" That simple question, prompted by your observation, could uncover their concerns, turning a potential roadblock into a collaborative moment. In American culture, where directness is often valued, addressing incongruence tactfully builds trust and fosters open dialogue, aligning with the Stoic principle of acting with reason and clarity. Incongruence isn't limited to body language or tone. It can also appear in the stories people tell. When someone's account shifts over time or lacks consistency, it might signal discomfort with the truth. Consider a coworker who describes a recent project differently each time you ask. Their changing details could reflect uncertainty or an attempt to hide a mistake. Stoics view this not as a flaw to judge but as a window into human vulnerability. By listening patiently, you might encourage them to share the real story, strengthening your working relationship. This practice of non-judgmental observation is especially vital in today's polarized world, where misunderstandings can escalate quickly. By focusing on incongruence, you can defuse tension, perhaps by validating someone's feelings before addressing a discrepancy. Empathy is the heart of this practice. Stoicism teaches that recognizing incongruence is an opportunity to connect, not to criticize. When you notice a friend's upbeat words clashing with their heavy sighs, it's a chance to ask, "What's weighing on you?" This question, rooted in Stoic compassion, invites honesty and deepens trust. In my own life, I once sensed incongruence during a conversation with a neighbor at a community barbecue. They spoke cheerfully about their new home, but their fidgety hands and distant gaze hinted at stress. Instead of ignoring it, I asked about their move, and they shared their struggles with settling in. That moment, sparked by listening for incongruence, turned a casual chat into a meaningful connection, reminding me of the Stoic call to see others' pain with understanding. Applying this skill in modern life is both practical and transformative. Start by observing people in everyday moments, your coworkers, family, or even strangers at a grocery store. Notice when their words don't match their demeanor. Does their smile feel forced? Is their tone at odds with their message? Use these cues to guide your response, whether it's offering support or giving them space. In professional settings, spotting incongruence during a client meeting can help you address unspoken concerns, building stronger partnerships. At home, noticing your partner's tense posture despite their "I'm okay" can lead to a deeper conversation, strengthening your bond. These small acts, grounded in Stoic calm, turn fleeting interactions into opportunities for empathy. Stoicism also invites us to examine our own incongruence. Are your words aligned with your feelings, or are you hiding your true state? Try this. Before a tough conversation, take a moment to check in with yourself. Are you projecting calm, or does your body betray anxiety? By aligning your inner and outer selves, you embody the Stoic ideal of authenticity, creating a ripple effect of trust. In a world where social media and polished facades can obscure truth, listening for incongruence, both in others and ourselves, is a way to stay grounded and real, fostering connections that matter. As we master the art of listening for incongruence, we unlock a deeper understanding of human complexity. But understanding alone isn't enough. True connection requires harmony, a bridge between souls that makes others feel seen and valued. This brings us to the final piece of our journey: building rapport, the art of creating trust and resonance with those around us. Stoic philosophy, with its focus on empathy and mutual respect, offers a timeless guide for forging these bonds, helping us navigate relationships with grace and purpose. Building rapport is like tuning two instruments to play in harmony. It creates a natural flow, a sense of ease that transforms interactions. In Stoic thought, rapport isn't about superficial charm, but about meeting others where they are, with sincerity and understanding. The first step is finding common ground, a shared thread that weaves two people together. Whether it's a love for hiking, a passion for tech startups, or a mutual dislike for early mornings, these shared interests create a foundation for trust. Picture yourself at a networking event in Denver. You strike up a conversation with a stranger and discover you both enjoy craft coffee. That small commonality shifts the dynamic, making the exchange more relaxed and genuine. Stoics would see this as a moment of connection, aligning with their call to find unity in human experience. In American culture, where community and collaboration are celebrated, finding common ground is a powerful way to build rapport. At work, discovering that you and a colleague both follow the same basketball team can turn a formal meeting into a lively discussion, paving the way for better teamwork. In personal life, bonding with a friend over a shared hobby, like baking or binge-watching a Netflix series, creates a sense of closeness that deepens your relationship. Stoicism teaches us to approach these moments with authenticity, not forcing connections but letting them unfold naturally, with mindfulness and respect. Active listening is the cornerstone of rapport. When you truly listen, not just to words but to the emotions behind them, you show others they matter. Imagine you're at a parent-teacher conference in Miami, and the teacher shares insights about your child's progress. By nodding, maintaining eye contact, and asking thoughtful questions, you signal genuine interest, making them feel valued. Stoics would argue that this attentiveness reflects the virtue of empathy, a key to understanding others' inner worlds. In today's distracted world, where smartphones and multitasking pull us away from the present, active listening is a rare and powerful gift, creating bonds that stand out in a sea of shallow interactions. Body language plays a crucial role in building rapport. Open postures, uncrossed arms, relaxed shoulders, and a slight lean forward invite trust and connection. A warm smile, paired with steady eye contact, sends a message of engagement. Picture yourself at a community potluck in Portland, chatting with a neighbor. By mirroring their relaxed stance and nodding as they speak, you create a sense of familiarity, making them feel at ease. Stoicism encourages us to use these nonverbal cues intentionally, not to manipulate but to foster genuine connection, aligning with the principle of living with integrity. Mirroring, when done subtly, is another powerful tool. Reflecting someone's gestures, tone, or energy creates a subconscious sense of alignment. At a job interview, if the interviewer speaks slowly and leans back, matching their pace and posture can build a sense of rapport, making them feel more comfortable with you. Stoics would caution against overdoing it. Authenticity is key, but when done naturally, mirroring deepens connection, reflecting the Stoic value of harmony in human interactions. Empathy, above all, is the soul of rapport. Stoicism teaches us to put ourselves in others' shoes, feeling their joys and struggles without losing our own center. Imagine you're at a family gathering in Ohio, and a relative seems unusually quiet. Instead of brushing it off, you find a shared memory to discuss. Listen intently, and mirror their gentle tone. Your empathy creates a safe space, and soon they share their recent challenges. This moment, rooted in Stoic compassion, transforms a fleeting interaction into a lasting bond. In modern life, where division and misunderstanding can dominate, empathy is a bridge, fostering connections that heal and uplift. Applying rapport in daily life is both practical and profound. Start by seeking common ground in every interaction, whether it's with a coworker, friend, or stranger. Listen actively, use open body language, and show empathy through small gestures. A nod, a question, a shared laugh. In professional settings, building rapport with a client by mirroring their enthusiasm can lead to stronger partnerships. At home, creating harmony with your partner through attentive listening can deepen your relationship. These acts, grounded in Stoic wisdom, turn ordinary moments into opportunities for connection. In my own experience, rapport has been a game changer. At a recent volunteer event, I met someone who seemed reserved. By finding common ground, our shared love for hiking, and listening to their stories with genuine interest, I watched their guard drop. That connection, built on Stoic principles, led to a new friendship, reminding me how much harmony matters. Stoicism also invites us to reflect on our own approach to rapport. Are you approachable, or do you unconsciously signal distance? Try this. Before a social event, set an intention to connect authentically, using open gestures and empathetic listening. This aligns your actions with your values, creating a ripple effect of trust and warmth. As we've explored listening for incongruence and building rapport, we've completed a journey through 7 powerful tools for reading others' minds. From the eye's silent stories to the harmony of shared connection, these skills, rooted in Stoic wisdom, offer a roadmap for navigating human interactions with empathy, clarity, and purpose. In today's fast-paced, often disconnected world, they remind us of a timeless truth. Understanding others begins with understanding ourselves. By observing, listening, and connecting with intention, we not only see the world more clearly, but also live with the Stoic virtues of wisdom, compassion, and resilience. So, take these lessons into your daily life. Watch, listen, and connect, and discover the profound impact of truly seeing those around you. As we reach the end of this transformative journey through 7 powerful techniques: observing the eyes, decoding body language, listening to verbal cues, trusting intuition, reading micro-expressions, detecting incongruence, and building rapport, we've uncovered a profound truth. Reading others' minds is not a mystical superpower but a skill woven from observation, intuition, and empathy, strengthened by the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy. These practices, rooted in calmness, reason, and self-control, empower us to see beyond the surface, to understand the unspoken thoughts and emotions that shape human connections. In a world often marked by haste and disconnection, these tools offer a path to deeper understanding, not only of others but also of ourselves. Let's reflect on this journey, draw lessons from modern life, and take action to bring these insights into our daily interactions, inspired by the Stoic call to live with purpose and compassion. The beauty of these skills lies in their universality. Whether you're navigating a high-stakes meeting in New York or sharing a quiet moment with a loved one in California, the ability to observe, listen, and connect transcends context. Stoicism teaches us that true strength comes not from controlling others but from mastering our own reactions, using every interaction as a chance to grow wiser and kinder. In today's fast-paced, digital age, where screens often replace face-to-face connection, these practices are more vital than ever. They remind us to slow down, to be present, to see the person in front of us. Not just their words but their humanity. By blending Stoic mindfulness with critical observation, we can navigate the complexities of modern relationships with clarity and grace, fostering bonds that endure in a world that often feels fleeting. So, how can we apply these lessons in our lives today? Start small with intention. In your next conversation, whether at a coffee shop or a Zoom call, pause to notice the subtle cues, the flicker in someone's eyes, the tension in their posture, the hesitation in their voice. Let your intuition guide you, but temper it with reason, asking, what's really happening here? Practice empathy by finding common ground, mirroring open body language, and listening not just to words but to the emotions beneath them. These small acts, repeated daily, build a habit of awareness that transforms how you connect. At work, use these skills to read a colleague's unspoken concerns, turning potential conflicts into collaborative solutions. At home, notice your partner's micro-expressions or incongruence, creating space for honest dialogue that deepens your bond. Even in fleeting encounters like a chat with a cashier, apply these tools to leave a moment of warmth and understanding. Stoicism also invites us to turn inward. Reflect on your own signals, your gaze, your tone, your gestures. Are you projecting authenticity, or do stress and distraction cloud your presence? Try this. Each morning, set an intention to approach the day with Stoic calm, aligning your actions with your values. This self-awareness not only enhances your interactions but also builds emotional resilience, helping you thrive in a world of constant change. In a culture that often glorifies hustle and external success, these practices ground us in what truly matters: connection, clarity, and compassion. Now it's time to take action. If this journey has sparked inspiration or shifted your perspective, join us at ZENLIGHT 8 on YouTube, where we explore Stoic wisdom and practical tools for living with purpose. Hit that subscribe button and tap the bell to stay connected with our community of growth-minded souls. Your support helps spread these lessons to others seeking a deeper, more meaningful way to navigate life. More importantly, we want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. Which of these 7 skills, observing eyes, body language, verbal cues, intuition, micro-expressions, incongruence, or rapport, resonated most with you? How will you apply it in your daily life? Maybe you've already noticed a micro-expression that changed a conversation, or perhaps building rapport opened a new connection. Your stories inspire us all, so let's create a space of learning and growth together. Like this video, share it with someone who could use a dose of Stoic wisdom, and let's keep the conversation going. With ZENLIGHT 8, you're not just watching. You're part of a movement to live with intention, empathy, and resilience. Let's make every moment count.